I can't do it. We'll do it live. Okay. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks. 5, 4, 3. That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks again for watching. We'll leave you with Sting and a cut off his new album. Take it away.
Oh, yeah! This is the Universal Wrestling Podcast. Inside the ring. Outside the ring. It's all here.
We're talking about the greatest sport of all, professional wrestling.
Now here's your host,
the cream of the crop,
Nick Dieterdy.
Come on!
And we're live. Sunday morning live, and we got... Can we hear you, Timmy?
Oh, I'm sure you could hear me loud and clear.
Oh,
baby.
Okay. My bad. You were talking and I didn't hear anything. We are live. Yes, baby. We are live. Keith. Oh, we did it again. Here we go. Switch.
All right.
There we go.
Okay
Keith is in Keith's spot. And
okay
Timmy, hey.
Thinking I'm Tim King.
It's our second time here, so we're getting used to it. Timmy, how are you, brother? How you doing? Welcome to the show.
Yo. Listen, boys. That entrance got me hyped.
Yeah, buddy.
We live, yo. That's why I was like, let's fucking go, baby. I'm hyping. Dude.
Yes, sir.
Thank you guys so much for having me.
Of course.
Pump that you guys are doing live stuff now. Live streams are awesome, whether football, WWE, A-Dub, whatever it is. I'm glad to be here to talk about it. So thank you guys for having me.
Absolutely. Keith, how you feeling, man? You were at a a wedding last night. You don't look too hungover.
I'm all right.
I can hear it in the voice, though.
Oh, yeah, no, screaming my Well, I mean, look, it's a wedding.
Living on a prayer.
Fills up 3-1 in a series.
Hold on, what did you say? What did you say?
Philadelphia Phillies up 3-1.
Phillies looking for a quick response. Hoskins hammers the ball. Left center field. Reese Hoskins.
Buddy. But we see Tim King, and we got to talk some football. Buddy.
Oh, yeah.
We have a lot of tight ends in the group, but you have the best tight end. It is National Tight End Day. Let's talk some football. Keith, you're 1-5. You need some help with fantasy. You got any questions for Timmy right now?
What do I do?
Yeah. What do we do?
It's miserable. I got a miserable situation. I came into my fantasy season like, and Stafford put up like 5 points to me the first week, and it's just been all downhill since then. Yeah. Where's George Kittle been? It's tight end week. Where's he at?
George Kittle's never healthy. George Kittle was a big concern of mine going into the season, and George Kittle not being able to. When he's on the field, he's great. But the problem with Kittle is he's rarely on the field. I do just want to give your Phillies props, though. You guys have such a fun, energetic team with Schwarber and Hoskins and Harper. What Harper's been doing has been electric. I was waiting for Hoskins to spike that bat again last night, dude. I know he hit 2 home runs last night. Like, that was sick, dude.
Yeah.
I'm jealous. I'm envious of you guys. You got a 6-0 football team. You got a 3-1 lead in the NLCS. Well, I was the 76ers I thought would be great. They're 0-3, but at the end
don't bring that up. Don't rain on the sunshine.
And I guess the Flyers are doing good things out there. So
that's definitely
I think they only
it's a rebuild.
They're 3-1 Flyers maybe, which doesn't really seem to matter all that much when you play 82 friggin' games, but
yeah. So Timmy, we brought you on obviously to talk some football. What are some of the matchups you're looking forward to? Obviously, the Super Bowl champs are not playing this week. They are on a bye. So let's talk. What do you got some matchups on? Let's hear it.
Yeah, man, it's not even the Super Bowl champs that are on a bye this week. We got the best 2 teams in the NFL on a bye this week. You got the Buffalo Bills on a bye this week, and you got the 6-0 Philadelphia Eagles on a bye this week, as you guys know. So the best 2 teams in the league are on a bye. The biggest things that I would look for this week are you got the Chiefs and the 49ers. That's the biggest game of the week. The cool thing is, as you can see here, Christian McCaffrey was traded to the San Francisco 49ers. over the weekend. So I'm really intrigued, or over the weekend, over the last couple of days. So I'm really intrigued to see what happens this weekend between his usage. I don't know how much he's going to be used, although I'm really excited going forward to see CMC in a Kyle Shanahan-led offense with Deebo Samuel and if he plays ever, George Kittle and Brandon Ayuk out there. That 49ers offense is going to be so much fun. What up, Justin? You sweet meat, baby. But yeah, that San Francisco 49ers offense is going to be so much fun with all of those weapons. I don't necessarily think this week we're going to see that, but going forward into the next few weeks. Also, revenge week. Last week we saw the Packers lose. We saw the Buccaneers lose. We saw the 49ers lose.
Yeah.
We saw all these big upsets last week. I think the ship's going to be righted this week. I think the Packers are going to go into D.C. and beat the Commanders. I think the Buccaneers are going to go beat the hell out of a lifeless Carolina Panthers team. And that 49ers Chiefs game, that's, again, the game of the week to me. It started off as the Chiefs were 3-point favorites. The Chiefs are down to just 1-point favorites in that game. It's a coin flip. I said on my power ranking show on Monday, I said, don't be surprised if the 49ers win that game. I love that CMC mojo coming in. I like the 49ers to upset the Chiefs this week. And the other game, Colts and Titans, and that just kind of shows you the state of this week. The week's not that good on paper by any means. That doesn't mean that we're not going to have a bunch of good games. But as far as like overall sexiness goes, it's the Chiefs and the 49ers, and then it's the Titans and the Colts. That's about it.
I got a question for you. So I got Stafford. He's out. I'm thinking about starting Tua. Is it too soon? Do we even know if he's going to start? He is healthy, and in fantasy, it does not show that he's on the IR or injured. What do you do there if you need a quarterback and you don't have one?
Yeah, I would go to your waiver wire and see who's available. If you're playing in some sort of dynasty league, 2-quarterback league, super flex league, you're probably not going to have many options. You probably have to play Tua. If you can go to the waiver wire though and get somebody else, even like a Justin Fields is available. I might sound crazy. He's playing New England. He's probably going to have to scramble for his life. I imagine they're going to be trailing there. A guy like Justin Fields, a Trevor Lawrence, that kind of guy play over a Tua. Just give him a week back. I know a lot of people are playing him this week, and again, you got Josh Allen on a bye. You got Jalen Hurts on a bye. You got Stafford on a bye. You got injuries all over the place. So,
Cup.
Yeah, you might not be able to have that luxury of sitting Tua. But if you do, if you can go out there and get a guy off of your waiver wire, even like a Ryan Tannehill, and play him over a Tua, I'd probably look to do that. Because, dude, we saw what happened on that game on Thursday Night Football. That was one of the scariest things that I could ever remember seeing on a football field.
Yeah.
And the fact
I've never...
He's gonna
never seen the hand thing.
Never seen
wild.
it before.
Scary.
That was
He's
fucking
back,
wild.
What is it? 3 weeks later, he's supposed to be on the football field taking hits. I don't trust that, bro. I don't trust it at all. So I'd be leery of that for sure.
Yeah. Let's do it. We are Philly fans. Let's talk about the Eagles. But before that,
What are we waiting for? You know what you gotta do. Do it.
How you feel what's about to happen on this field, man? They gonna get it to us. We got to take it. They want to black out. We gonna get one black out.
yes, sir, they look good. They are undefeated, but are they legit? Are they real? Obviously, we are Eagles fans, but let's hear it from the man himself, Floor Slapper Sports. Let's do it, Timmy. Are they legit or not?
Yeah, absolutely, they're legit. I had the Eagles winning the division coming into the season. I did have them losing in the second round, though. I had them in the Final Four, losing in the second round. But yes, I think the Eagles are absolutely legit. That A.J. Brown trade solidified that offense. If you can go out and get yourself a game-changing wide receiver, it does so much for the whole offense. It makes your defense, who is playing 8 in the box to try to stop a guy like Miles Sanders, who, while albeit has injury problems, when he's on the field, he's generally putting up over 5 a clip. Like, he does his job when he plays. You add A.J. Brown, you got Devontae Smith on the other side. Dallas Goedert is awesome. Plus, what you're doing on that defense. You went out, you spent draft capital on it. You went out and you traded for Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, who's got more interceptions on this team than the whole Saints defense does on the year. So, you got Darius Slay there. You brought in Bradbury. So, yes, I think the Eagles are absolutely legit. Looking at their schedule, pretty easy schedule. I do think that they will lose an upcoming game in the next 3 or 4.
Yeah.
They got a tough schedule.
We started off very easy.
Yeah, I think 15-2 is going to be the record. I think you guys will be the
wow.
I'll take that.
And
We the ones.
And I guess, and my question is, I've had the Eagles number one in my power rankings all year.
Yeah.
Since week 3. If you're undefeated, I respect that you're the only undefeated team in the league. I think Buffalo is probably a more talented team than them. But my question for you guys,
I agree.
Asinine thing this morning on Twitter that said this team is better than the 2004 team led by Donovan McNabb and T.O. And I think that's crap. I wasn't there for it. I'm not an Eagles fan. I throw it back to you guys. What team is better?
I would agree that this team is better than that one. I feel like that era, that time, that team in specifically in 04 to me. And listen, I mean, I got all these nice, fun things back here. I am far from a football expert. My wife knows more than I do, and she's such a fucking diehard Eagles fan. She's awesome.
Yeah.
So she would probably be able to answer this question better than I could. But speaking out of my own asshole here, I think they're better than that because I feel like that 04 team that led and went and then lost to the Patriots when Brady was starting his dynasty up, starting to really get that rolling up there. I think there's a lot that was like, that's like glamorized about that time, like looking back now, because it was like, oh, T.O. and then I'm pretty sure that was the same year when and then Detmer and then Feely all went down in succession, or McNabb and then Detmer went down. They were both out for like a couple games. T.O. didn't even really play a couple of games of that season. He got the horse collar, busted his ankle up. That team was good. I'm not trying to say that at all, but I do think this one's better. I think right now, the biggest issue is it's like neither offense and defense can't get it together at the same time. It's like, I was at the Cowboys game. So if we were doing this on Monday, you wouldn't hear me at all. I would have been just shit wrecked.
Go Eagles!
Jerry Jones was in the box near our section too. So every fucking play, we were just turning around, just like Jerry, killing him.
Yeah, we were at the Monday night game against the Vikings, and all my wife could do was turn her back and look at Bradley Cooper because he was right behind us. I'm like, we're playing a really good team, and that's another thing. But we've been talking enough football. I think it's time to crack open a cold one or a warm one and talk some wrestling. So here we go.
Crack open a cold one.
Yes, sir. Let's do it. We're here to talk some wrestling. Timmy, whenever you got to go, just let us know. But we thought, let's do it. Let's include Timmy. Let's talk some wrestling. NXT Halloween Havoc was last night. Keith, did you get to watch any of it? A little bit. Did you watch it this morning?
I watched it this morning. So I watched the ladder match last night when I was kind of like wrapping my night up after the game. And then watched the rest this morning. Overall, I thought it was a decent show. Nothing too crazy to me.
Yeah.
Ladder match was solid. Main event was really good. I fucking love Dragunov. I really think he should have won. Some other stuff along there, but we'll get deep into it. What did you think, Tim?
Yeah, it was a little too long for me. 3 hours for that show is way too long.
Yeah.
I was watching along with Clark Street and the boys on their live stream. It was awesome.
Yes, sir.
Very entertaining. I'm not going to lie. When they saw me stop talking in their chat, it's because I fell asleep. I was done. It was.
Yeah, it was too long.
I've been there.
I had a relatively long day yesterday, so I was a little tired. But at the end of the day, the show they could have compacted that whole show in 2 hours. There was no reason for it to go 3 hours. The whole Apollo, Grayson Waller stuff was absolute trash. I'm very disappointed in Apollo's NXT run. He came back and he lost right away. I forget who he lost to, and I said right there and then, this does not bode well for him. I know they're building him back up as the new Undertaker, whatever.
Yeah.
But that was kind of
what is that? Yeah.
I was actually, I really, really enjoyed the Alba Fire haunted house thing with Toxic Attraction. I almost think if they were just going to have her lose the match the way they did in that horrible ending, they should have probably just cut it they should have only did a theatrical thing and then had an actual match down the road, because that did nothing for really anyone involved. Sure, Mandy goes and gets another win. It took 3 people to beat Fire. Will Fire get a rematch? They did all of that. They spent all this time on it. only for her to lose cheaply again. Like, I didn't like that at all. I did really, really enjoy Cora and Roxanne. I thought that those two girls tore it up. You can see a good future there with both of them. I loved that ladder match. Like, you started 35 minutes of a fucking banger to start the show. Like, my God. I love how Wesley got the win. Everyone hates on fucking Von Wagner. I thought he played his part great in that match. Nathan Frazier had some spots in that match. I like Oro Mensah, and of course, Mello is always fucking balling.
Yeah.
So I love that match. Yeah. And then I went back and watched the main event. It was a really, really good match. JD McDonough, definitely, I'm not a fan of his, but how can't you be after that match? Like, what he did during the match was so impressive. And and now if Mello losing, Braun's still there. We have not seen Mello Braun. That's what they need to fucking push us to Mello Braun before either one of us go up. So at the end of the day, great Wesley won, great Braun retained. Let's build to Mello Braun. And I guess overall the show was like a 6.5, 7 out of 10. It definitely wasn't their finest performance.
No. And you know what sucks too? It's not even the competitors, the wrestlers, who I don't want to say necessarily ruined it, but you didn't have that momentum. I mean, it started off great with the ladder match, but after that, it kind of just, I don't know, something happened. Too many, backstage segments, and like you said, you talked about Mandy Rose and Alba. I just don't know what they were doing there. Yes, it was entertaining, but I'm looking at the match times now, and everything's pretty close to the ladder match. The ladder match is supposed to be the longest. The ladder match was 19, and you got Cruz's match was almost 13 minutes. Roxanne and Cora was almost 13 minutes. Julius and Kemp, 14 minutes. I mean, good it's a long night. Again, it wasn't the wrestlers. It was the story. It was the actual episode of Halloween Havoc that probably did not help it. But I got to talk about Wesley, man. So good. I don't want to say finally, because he's been killing it since him and what's his face? What's his name? He's not on
Nash Carter.
Nash Carter. Yeah.
When they were brought up, just phenomenal. I mean, we can nitpick all we want, but at the end of the day, the beginning match was great. The ending, the main event was great. Just a lot of good stuff there. Any last words, guys, before we get on to the next segment here?
Do you guys?
I'm with you on the.
Let's hear it.
Yeah, go for it.
All I was gonna say is, do you agree with Mandy Rose retaining? Do you think now she's gonna hold that belt and become the sole, or what's the one I'm looking for? Hold it for the longest reigning NXT women's champion of all time. Like, is that the route they're going now? And then Roxanne takes it from her.
I'm at the point with Mandy that we've talked about in other ones in the past here. I'm at the same point with Mandy now, or I'm getting to the same point, I should say, that I am with Jade, where it's just who is it? Who's it going to be then? I get you, Roxanne. Roxanne fought her and lost already, and I guess part of that was because of Cora and everything. But if the story that they're telling is that Mandy always has this backup plan of Toxic Attraction and stuff, when does she lose unless Toxic Attraction breaks up, which I don't want to see. I don't want to see that at all. I'd love for the three of them to move up and then get some sort of war game set up against Damage Control. That maybe that's the fantasy in me. But I just I don't know. I found myself thinking about it real hard after watching all of it, Halloween Havoc today, of just being where do these things go? And I don't know what that answer is, because they got it going on with Jade and AEW, they got it going on, in my opinion, with Mandy here in NXT, and it's I get that you need to build these unbeatable people and stuff, but I feel like you're writing yourself into the corner. It's cool, they're unbeatable. When do they get beat then? If they're this unbeatable, they got the answer every time. When and how do they get beat? Because I'm with you, Tim, that I would love to see Roxanne dethrone her, but then it's well, how? Does Toxic Attraction turn on her? I don't want that. Does Roxanne cheat to win and then turn heel? I don't really want that either. I don't know.
I think there's a disconnect. No, we can't do that. God forbid we're Sixers fans. We still haven't won. I think the disconnect here is you can't believe Mandy is that person. With Roman, you can. Oh my God, he's unbeatable. There's no way. Mandy, she's good. She's getting there. She was, she did need to go back down to NXT. We understand that. Her mic skills are better. In-ring is getting better. It's not phenomenal. It's not great work, but it's just... there's a disconnect. I can't believe that she can beat all these people, and that's it. I mean, I want to see it. I think the options. There's not many options. Who else would you have right now? You don't have anyone. She's trying to do. They probably brought her in there for two things. One, to get herself over, and two, to get other people over. And I think she's doing that. And when someone beats her, that's big. Even though she is just Mandy Rose, that doesn't sound. That sounds kind of rude, but in the end, it's just Mandy Rose,
Right. And I feel you. That's how she started for sure, and they've done a good job of elevating her to who she is.
Yeah,
like she is. I think Justin always hates on her all the time. I think she's great, dude. I respect what she's done tenfold. Like like Keith just said, I would love to see her leading a stable of Sonya because she would be the leader. Her leading the stable of Sonya Deville and Toxic Attraction. And, to what Devin just put there, he gave it a C-. Sophie's gave it a D+. Listen, they were doing their show last night because Fees hasn't seen NXT in a while. And that's the show you're bringing someone to watch for the first time. That's not good representation of your product.
Yeah. I think it just gets real. I think the big problem with it, like Nick was kind of saying, I think it's just like, they get so wrapped up with Halloween Havoc specifically out of any other ones. Like with Halloween Havoc specifically, it's like they're so wrapped up in this spooky whatever. Like even in for me, I don't know how I didn't say it in my little initial run through there. The highlight of the night was Julius and Kemp. I watched that all day. Just them
in his briefs
beating the hell out of each other. Oh, I loved them. I love a nice nugget pouch in the match.
Legit. They were legit briefs. I'm like, okay.
I loved it. They just brutalized each other. That was awesome. But even in that, it started off with Julius hucking the pumpkins, and it's that'd have been cooler if they were clearly not real pumpkins, and it's just all of this just stuff. Why was the wheel there still? I get that there was the whole spin the wheel, make the deal match that happened, but they spun the wheel already. The deal was made. There's already been a deal made. We don't need the wheel here anymore.
Yeah. I got to fix this. I don't know why this happens, but every time I put up a comment, we go small. But hey, thanks for tuning in, Justin. Appreciate it. Sorry, Keith.
No, you're fine. I just that was kind of it. I just feel like they get so wrapped up in the gimmick of the pay-per-view more than it's a pay-per-view too. I'm not going to call them premium live events ever.
What sucks is that Julius and Damon was one of the better matches of the night, maybe the second best match of the night. And sadly, like you just said, how did you forget it? When I was doing my rundown, how did I forget it? You know what? Mm-hmm. Because sadly, even though it was the second best match of the night, it was forgettable because the show was so damn long and they did so many unnecessary segments. Again, I like the haunted house stuff, but unnecessary. The Shotzi and Quincy Elliott stuff in the ring with Lash Legend, unnecessary. A 5-minute Joe Gacy promo, unnecessary. And because of all that, we forget
the Chase
about
one.
That was
Chase
too.
But I didn't need that either. The interviews too with the tag team champ ones. I loved Pretty Deadly. I'm never gonna complain about seeing them on my screen, but their little interaction with whatever Katana Chance and Caden Carter are called. Theirs, and then later on we had to see Zoe and Nikita and what is it, Malik and Idris?
Yeah.
I think that's their names.
Yeah.
It's just I feel like they gotta get back to the whole thing that if it's gonna be a pay-per-view thing, I don't know if there's rumors are going back to calling them takeovers. I really hope they do. But if you're gonna have this pay-per-view kind of show, if you're premium live event, make it feel like that. I don't want promos in that. That was never a thing growing up. You didn't pay $50 on pay-per-view when you were a
commercials
kid.
in between all of that. Yes, dude.
Peacock could be a whole live stream of me just ripping on them. I hate that it's on Peacock.
Yeah.
I didn't know what a VPN was until Peacock became a thing, and then I'm just I might buy a VPN so I can just buy the WWE network in the UK and just do it that way.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate it so much.
I love the layout. I loved everything about the network. I mean, you could jump to each match. Now it's WrestleMania 1 is season 1, season 2. It's
miserable.
What? It's so confusing. It's not as.
If you fast forward to the next match, you have to go through a commercial.
Commercial.
You can't even skip. It's commercial. It's a commercial. It's a commercial. It's yo, bro, I want to watch match 3, 7, and 9, and I got to go through 90 seconds of commercials each. Fuck. I know we're not here.
I talked about it on one of our other ones. Like I did a thing on my blog where like I'll watch, like I like to try to do a thing. It's like the case for or against, like go back and like watch. I did one on Shane Douglas basically. Like go back, watch old matches. Like was he actually as good as everybody thought he used to be? Like does it hold up to what I was as a kid?
Yeah.
And it was like right when the Peacock switch happened. So it was like I was trying to watch the 3-way dance of him and Sabu and Funk from like ECW 95.
Yeah.
And that was the hardest experience of my life. Not only to find that actual pay-per-view, but then to sit there and like I had to fast forward. I couldn't skip. I had to fast forward through the whole thing to see when I saw their names in the little corner of like, oh shit, there it is. Okay, play. And as soon as I hit play, I had to watch a commercial.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hate it. That's the worst.
I apologize. Go ahead.
The commercials aside, just in general, growing up again, like I never really bought pay-per-views as a kid, but I can guarantee that if I had paid $50 for a pay-per-view, if I convinced my parents to buy a pay-per-view, and my dad was sitting there watching it with me, and in the middle of it, there's like this long 5-minute promo segment, he'd have been like, "I'm calling them. I want like $4.
I want my money back.
That's some bullshit. I didn't pay for this. I paid for a wrestling event."
Yep. I apologize. I got a new mic, so if it's a little loud, Timmy, thanks for the heads up. I was screaming in it. You could hear me breathe. Jesus. But let's get to the next segment here. Let's talk some CM Punk.
You cheap bastard.
I only had 50 cents.
Give me a sip.
Oh, yeah, I'm about to share my coffee with the Washington Love Machine. No dice. You could spit in a petri dish and start a whole new civilization. Here, you want to lick the lid?
Screw you.
All right.
Give me that. Decaf, you pussy.
Yes, sir. Good morning. Talking some wrestling in the morning. You can subscribe. Please like the channel. Please go on Twitter. Follow us at the UWPod and Instagram at UWPodcast. Keith and I were talking about, segments, topics for this episode, and he's like, dude, let's do it. Let's talk CM Punk contract. I mean, we could talk all day. Keith, I will give it to you, brother. Let's hear it.
It's if you had told me a year ago from now, which I guess a year ago Punk would have been like a month or two back in AEW, that we'd be sitting here having this conversation, like, I'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about? No one's gonna hate CM Punk again. And instead, here we are, and it's like, I mean, Tim clearly doesn't with the tat, and I don't really either, like, there's so much of the wrestling community now that's just like, Punk can go fuck himself. Like, it's just gotten crazy. It's so much. But
rightfully so.
Yeah, I mean, he kind of did it to himself. So, I mean, all the big news is there's talk they're trying to just buy out his contract, but like the big hang up is that the big hang up's the no compete. Which is crazy because that implies that like he wants to try to, or WWE has already tried to reach out to him to go back there.
Or somewhere else.
Is even crazier to me because like if it is really WWE, which you got to think if Khan's making a big deal about it, you got to think it's there. I can't imagine him being like, no, I wanted to keep your no compete so you can't go to Impact. Like they were good with Impact for a little bit. Like, I can't really think he cares too much about that. But like, I don't know. If he shows back up in WWE, I don't even know what I would do. That would be the weirdest fucking thing in the world.
Timmy, Keith.
Weird to see him in there.
Timmy, Keith mentioned your tattoo. You are from Chicago, Chi-Town. One thing before we get to you, I feel like if Tony Khan makes this decision and Punk's gone, I think there's going to be more love for AEW for Tony Khan. Not that even matters, but I feel like that's a good publicity stunt maybe for Tony. But then again, I think it needs to happen. I think he needs to walk away. I don't see where Punk can be on TV and get the same reaction because he's a villain, because he's a heel. No, real life shit happened. People saw it. And it's not good. It's not good for AEW. It's not good to have somebody like that in the locker room. I mean, we had Kyoto on Cheap Plug. He said basically that he's always been nice to him. He's always been respectful to Mike Kyoto, talking about Punk. So it goes both ways. I don't know, but for me, you're out of here. Timmy, floor's all yours. Let's hear it.
Yeah, bro. First and foremost, if he was going to be fired, I get legal shit happen. First, yes. Tattoo aside, what CM Punk did, and I've expressed it 100 times now, what he did at that press conference was so disgustingly horrible that like I don't even have like I've screamed about it. I've screamed and I've screamed. I'm not going to scream again. But what he did sickened me to my core. As someone who loves CM Punk and someone who loves AEW, someone who saw what Tony Khan gave that guy, he gave him fucking everything, dude. And we took the first year slow so we could build towards this huge fucking crescendo of what we're going to get from CM Punk. We ain't even seen, I mean, the CM Punk FTR versus the Elite stuff was going to come. Like, that was going to fucking happen. That was inevitable. We didn't even get CM Punk and Kenny, dude. Like, that's the biggest match that AEW could have put on. CM Punk versus Kenny Omega. So what he did was absolutely disgusting. And I'll go ahead and I'll say this. Tony should have fucking just cut it off that day at the promo or at the press conference. He should have fired him right there on the spot. Like, he should have walked out with him and said, "Get your fucking shit and get the fuck out of my building." Like, before the Young Bucks and all that shit even happened. It didn't happen that way. Now, you know, we're lawsuits for this or that. I think if CM Punk's going to wrestle again, I think that they need to figure it out in AEW. Nick, I get your point. You know, 80% of the locker room doesn't like him. Well, who fucking cares, dude? 90% of the locker room didn't like fucking Hulk Hogan, and he still made money for the business. Okay.
Yeah.
So
well, that's what Kyoto said. Kyoto said, "I've never had one bad conversation. I've never had a fight with CM Punk. He's always been, respecting. He always respected me. Vice versa, I respect him. I mean, it just." Different folks, different, locations, different places. It's, again, 2022 millennials. We are millennials, but still, it's just like, it's a different time.
It's such a different time. And, he wanted to come back and help the kids or whatever, but he sees the kids are fucking, it's a different world, man. Pro wrestling is a different world than when you left it 7 years ago. And you thought that you come back and he should have been a difference maker in this company. I'm fucking pissed off at him. Okay. I think that Tony should have fired him then, but I think Tony needs to figure out a way with him to work this out. Money is still there in AEW. I don't want Punk to go work for any other company other than AEW. But let me fucking tell you something, okay?
Brother.
Let me tell you something, brother. Outside of the prayers and your vitamins, if this man became available, and I understand that he is a cocksucker. He's hard to fucking work with. Impossible. Triple H hates him. Stephanie might hate him. But guess what? Nick Khan is there to fucking facilitate that, or to fucking build that bridge in between. Guess what else? I've been saying it for 3 days since he's rumored, 2 days since I've seen the article on Wrestling Inc. Money fucking talks, dude.
Yes,
so
sir.
If you can somehow mend the relationship, you didn't get to mend it, dude. Get Punk there on a Brock schedule, dude. You got Punk Roman, Punk Cody, Punk KO, Punk Rollins. You never give him a WrestleMania main event. Maybe he proves himself for like 5 years, and then you're like, you know what? You earned this WrestleMania main event 5 years from now. But you don't just hand him anything. You make him come back and earn it. But at the end of the day, if him and Tony can't figure it out, I'll go to my first WWE show in 5 years and fucking see Punk if he comes back. And I'll scream, CM Punk, till I fucking can't, dude. Tony should figure it out. Be a fucking grown-ass man. Figure it fucking out, dude. Best for business is CM Punk staying in AEW. I know I'm in the minority there, but there is a lot of money to be made for that company.
Yeah, there's tons of dream matches left there. I just don't – I don't disagree with you at all. I mean, there's so much money on the table there, and I didn't even really think about how much money there is for him in WWE with stuff like that. I just feel like – he's like flipped his narrative so hard in the last year. Like you had said, he kind of came in and he's like, "Oh, I want to help the kids, and then I want to help these kids. I want to help the younger guys." And then he's in the press conference just being like, "I'm old, I'm tired, I work with fucking children." Like, which one is it, bro? I get like a year is a long time, and you start seeing the cracks in the armor and shit as it goes along. It's just like cheap plug again. Kyoto kind of said it in her interview. Like it wasn't Kyoto. It was with Davey Richards. Right?
Davey.
It's unprofessional. Like in general, dude. I mean, I get that that's kind of his persona. I'm sure it is actually how he is as a person in general too. But like his wrestling persona has always been of like, against the grain, fight authority, blah blah blah. And it's like, well, there's like a way to do that though. Like, And I don't know. There's some part of me, I think, deep down that like still feels like this is all a work in some way. If it is, I'm gonna be pissed because I got fucking,
This is real life shit.
I
Yeah.
got taken so hard if it is. But
Yeah.
like, I feel like that's like another piece of it all with me that's like been so around it with all this stuff is that it's like AEW has in the past already, time and time again, the stuff with MJF and everything. Like they've done so much of that old school WCW shoot shoots works. And it's like, well, is this another one of those now? Like, is this just a really, really, really balls deep one? I mean, Ace Steel got fired, so like I'm kind of more. I'm now, I'm more now like 96% sure it's not a shoot. It's not a work. It actually is a thing. But there's still that 4% that's just going to be like,
Yeah.
all this stuff now with Punk, and then like in 2 weeks, just be like, oh shit, the Young Bucks are back, and the Young Bucks are going to kind of promo of just, they'll come out and just like, we're going off script. We're going to just let you know CM Punk's a prick.
Yep.
And it's like, oh, okay, well, so we did get worked, and he's coming back, and okay, got
Yeah.
it. And Ace Steel will somehow come back under a mask. Dude. Ace Steel will be the new Yellow Dog and shit. Like,
Yeah. Timmy.
But I don't. As it is now, it's just wild. Like, it's just such a weird fucking thing. We all wanted him back so bad. That episode of Rampage will stay on my DVR until I move. Even though I can watch it on YouTube, I want it there to watch. No words opening the show, just the crowd screaming, and then and it fucking explodes.
Yeah.
It was awesome. It's everything we fucking wanted. And then here we are of him munching muffins and being like, this fucking place sucks.
Yeah.
Fuck Colt Cabana. Like, no one said anything about him. What does that have to do with anything?
All over Colt fucking Cabana. My God.
Isn't that crazy?
All over Colt Cabana. Yeah, my closing statements on this are this. I got two. I need this all to be over with because he inevitably is going to leave AEW. It ain't going to be fucking. He's not staying there. My buddy is a bigger CM Punk fan than I am, like the biggest CM Punk fan in the world. He just said he just needs to get the fuck away. He doesn't want WWE to hire him. Like, he just needs to fucking go away. Yeah. Last thing that I'll say is this. Two things. One, you mentioned the Young Bucks coming back. Please just hurry the fuck back. The Young Bucks, Kenny Omega. Give me, I can't believe I'd ever say this in a million years because when AEW started, I was so anti-Bucks and Kenny, but I want the Elite back and I want them back so bad, and I want the Elite versus Death Triangle at Full Gear for those trios belts in the biggest fucking way. I am rock hard thinking about it right now. And my last thing, and I'm sorry to go so blunt on you, CM Punk is a fucking cunt.
Boom.
Oof, that's a hard.
I love it.
Damn.
Yeah. Two things. It was like 2 months ago. Whenever CM Punk came back, I did a 10-minute thing on my one of my episodes, and I said, we wanted this. We wanted this for 6 or 7 years, and we got it. We wanted the alternative. We got it. We wanted. I think it was the time when John Cena came back too. The summer of Cena. We got Cena. That's what we wanted. And now, fast forward to October 23rd. It's like, what are we doing, man? What are we doing? AEW was the company for a reason. For that reason, for us, for alternative fans who were tired of the cartoonish, the Vince McMahon esque segments, the long promos and just 3 hours of just what the hell am I watching? So something needs to be done. Timmy, I'm leaning a little towards you now after you brought up all that shit. I think Punk needs to come back to AEW. I wanted him gone. I think for business, for Tony, I think it's best for him to kick him to the curb. But let's get to one more segment or topic before we get to a new segment.
Entertain the idea.
Something's got to give here. Oh my God!
Timmy, Keith. You are Tony Khan. What do you do? I know we just discussed it, but let's entertain the idea. We'll be real quick here. You let him go, right? You let him go. Timmy, you keep him. Keith, you let him go. That's it, really?
I mean, I just feel like there's so much shit around him right now, and I like I said before, I'm with both of you that like there's from the business sense of things. Like, if I'm Tony Khan, the businessman, not the booker, if I'm the Tony Khan businessman, yeah, we got to keep him. Like, there's,
Yeah.
Keep him away for a little bit. Try to let the heat die down some, even though I don't think it ever really will, because he's fucking CM Punk and he had such this aura to come back and everything. So I don't know how long that would last and everything, but there's a lot of money on the table for him. Punk Brian, Punk Omega, Punk Cole, fucking Punk Jungle Boy. It's everywhere. So, yes, from that business sense, keep him. As, like, a boss, as, like, a booker and everything, like, it's never going to be right, really, I feel like, again. There's never going to be that same, like, sentiment toward him. And that's what I was saying, like, let the heat die down, but, like, when? When's that going to die down? 2 more years? Even then it won't, because it's going to be like, where's Punk? Where's Punk? Where's Punk? Where's Punk? Where's Punk? For 2 fucking years until he shows up again or whatever. And it's just, it's too much. I feel like, just in general, I feel like it was something where, in my heart of hearts, I think he came back to AEW as like one more just, red hot finger up the ass of WWE, and he got that. I mean, he totally did. He got that right up their ass, and I mean, it ran. Maybe not that did specifically, but like Vince left and everything. Like, he really kind of did, change some faces with shit there and everything like that, and he got that piece of it, and then it was just kind of like, it was like he got this brand new toy he was all stoked on, and then was just kind of like, all right, it's not as cool as I thought it was.
Yeah.
And I feel like now, honestly, I mean, I know this isn't like the booking piece of it for Tony Khan. I feel like he just shouldn't really go anywhere else either. Maybe go join AJ, because I know AJ Lee's doing commentary and WoW.
Oh, yeah.
Bring him over there. Let him be like a coach for WoW, like help them there or something. Like, be a coach. Don't be a TV figure anymore, because if nothing else, this whole press conference proved like you can't be a professional doing it anymore. So go do a backstage role or something else. Sorry, Punk.
And
yeah,
I'm with you there. And I think that first and foremost, if you can't run a fucking shoot press conference, okay? What WWE did after Crown Jewel was a worked press conference, all right? Where these guys stayed in character. You fucking run a shoot press conference, what do you think is going to happen? In front of all of wrestling media. So first of all, that's on Tony Khan. So again, Tony, get your fucking shit together. Second of all, I'm keeping him. You keep him for many reasons. You mentioned some of the matches. We talked about Omega. You talk about a Samoa Joe match down the road. You talk about a Claudio match. I want fucking the CM Punk, Wardlow, FTR heel faction, the fuck AEW faction taking on the Elite with Kenny, Hangman, and the Bucks. I want that fuck AEW faction taking on the BCC with Mox and Yuta and Claudio and Brian. I want him taking on the JAS. There is so much that you could do. What if MJF's the white hot face that owns AEW? This is my company. I'm not going anywhere in 2024. This is my company. Fuck you, CM Punk. We get a total flip, dude. There is so much money to be made. Again, what I just ended with before. He's a cunt. He is a cunt. But the money is there for AEW.
I love it. I love it. The passion. You can hear it. You can feel it. You can see it. That's what it's all about, right? I mean, this is why we all have podcasts. To talk some wrestling. Let's get to the last segment of the day. Here we go.
Good morning, Vietnam!
Yes, sir. Keith, we talked about it again for a little.
Yeah.
Via text message when we were talking about, the topics for this segment. Let's get to it. We'll start with Timmy. Timmy, the news. Well, you know what? I don't know too much about it. Keith, you start.
So I saw on Twitter, don't remember who it was, so I'm sorry, I can't credit you. Someone put up something of like, it was one of like a fan mock-up of like the new WWE like pay-per-view schedule, because then they talked a bunch about they're cutting them down some, not going to be so many, like super specific Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, different kind of things like that. So someone put this like screenshot up of, I think it was 8 of them over the year, and there was your big 4. There was a UK one, and there was a King of the Ring one there. So King of the Ring is allegedly coming back as a pay-per-view, and even White Claw Hard Meltzer, said something new about it, of like he thinks there's, they're bringing it back as a possible like premium live event, and I'm fucking stoked for it. What do you think, Timmy?
Oh, bro, I'm with you, dude. King of the Ring was one of my favorite pay-per-views growing up. I love tournaments. So if you're going to, and I think rumors speculated that we'd have a men's and a women's tournament on this show. I'm all in. I love the King of the Ring. I don't want just the semifinals. I'd like quarterfinals from each side. And winners, early speculative winners from me. How about King Ciampa? How great would that look? King
Nice.
Ciampa. And on the women's side, I ran a mock Queen of the Ring tournament last year. And damn, she's still doing nothing. She had one great women's title match with Liv. But is there any better Queen of the Ring than the Queen of Spades herself, Shayna Baszler? Sign me up.
Boom.
Make it happen.
End of discussion.
Push them in.
Yeah. Yeah, I love this. I really think this is a great idea. I love tournaments. When NXT did a few tournaments back in the day, like back in the day, I was stoked. I mean, the women's tournament, the cruiserweight tournament, I mean, those are the things that I love because A, it elevates other people that you may not see as much, and B, it's fun to see the different matchups. I mean, it's cool to see, the guy from, who doesn't perform much, and then, one of the A-plus players like, Hayes or somebody like that going one-on-one. It's something, the chemistry. You don't see it often. It's really cool to see. Two, come on. Last time they did it, who was it? It was Woods and Vega, and I don't know if Woods was hurt and Vega got hurt, but it just seemed like it ended very quickly. I don't know what the issue was, but there wasn't a lot of backing behind Woods and Vega, and I think they gave it to Vega because Vince screwed up with the 9/11 deal. So, I mean, I don't know. I want this because, like I said, I love tournaments. I love what that brings to wrestling. It's a fresh take. It's fresh eyes. It's fresh that we don't see often going one-on-one with, people that we see every Monday, every Tuesday, every Friday, whatever. So, Keith, I saw you wanted to say something. Let's hear it.
No, I mean, you nailed it there. I mean, I'm all for this coming back. King of the Ring was like one of my favorite things ever growing up. One of my like favorite, like low key, like one of those things. I had two WWF VHSs growing up. I had like I think it was the 89 or 90 Royal Rumble, which was terrible. I never really watched it. But then I had King of the Ring 96, which is Austin 316. Yep. It also is main evented by Shawn Michaels and British Bulldog for the title. Crazy underrated. Ahmed Johnson beats Goldust for the Intercontinental belt after this whole angle where Goldust fucking gives him mouth to mouth for no reason and shit. Bunch of cool ass shit. Yeah, it was really wild. So I love King of the Ring, but I feel like I want it to come back. Keep that there. If they're gonna bring it back though, and they're gonna give it its whole pay-per-view, I'm with Timmy. I need quarterfinals from both ends. And I need the winners to get something out of it.
It means something, exactly.
You talked about we were talking about the last one here.
Woods and Vega.
They did it dirty. They gave it to Woods. I love Woods. I wanted him to win it. They gave it to Woods because Woods said in an interview in the past that that was his lifelong goals. He wanted to be King of the Ring. So awesome. He got it. Great.
Exactly.
Good. Queen of the whatever they called it, the Queen's Crown tournament. I don't know why it wasn't just Queen of the Ring, because that would be too.
Yeah. Oh, they were in Saudi. They couldn't do that. God forbid.
But it was just that whole fucking tournament sucked.
It was Doudrop and Vega. Yeah.
No, every match was under 3 minutes, dude.
Yeah. I was just about to say that. The whole if you put the times together of every single match from the tournament, because I did it when I on my blog, I did a review of whatever Saudi show it was then, Crown Jewel or whatever, and the entirety of the Queen's Crown tournament, the entirety of it, every single match from the beginning to the winner match, all of those times combined was I think it was 30 seconds less than the Edge Rollins Hell in a Cell at the same pay-per-view.
Jeez.
The whole tournament was less time than that one match.
Yeah.
And it was insane. So first of all, give it time. I agree. The winners, going back to that, Woods got it as he wanted it, so they gave it to him. Cool. Zelina got it, absolutely. I don't even think it's a question in my mind. She 100% got it because Vince dropped the ball on the fact that, oh shit, we have a worker for us whose fucking dad died on 9/11 and we just ignored it.
Yep.
You're an idiot. Holy shit. So she got that. These were both just kind of gimmies for it for no reason. They got nothing out of it.
Yeah.
I don't hate it being a thing of when you win King of the Ring, you have to be King Ciampa or King Woods or King whatever.
Yeah, it's cool. It's a different thing. It's fresh.
It just shouldn't completely encapsulate their gimmick. When Corbin won it, whenever that was.
Oh,
that was,
yeah.
Stupid. He went from being the badass, the lone wolf, the whatever, to he has a crown and this cape. So okay, you're still the same guy.
And the accents too.
If you're going to adopt it, exactly. If you're going to adopt it, go exactly. if you're gonna take the King thing and everything, adopt it. Go Booker T style and just, walk with the pinky out and just have this shit ass British accent that he slips out of when he gets too pissed off and stuff. Like, go balls deep in it and everything. But again, have something that comes out of it. Don't just be like, oh, you won King of the Ring, so you're King Ciampa for 6 months until you get mad about someone else in the feud and somehow you just drop that whole persona and everything like that. Be like, cool, you won King of the Ring. Maybe not the same, the Money in the Bank that you can cash it in whenever, but like something like that of just being like, cool, you won King of the Ring. You can kind of bypass number one contendership for something kind of whenever you want to. So then you maybe have a story where I'll keep putting this one out into the universe, Gunther eventually gets tired of having the IC belt, just like, I've done everything I can, so I'm gonna just do this and get rid of it. And then they go through a whole thing to crown a new IC belt, to try to crown a new IC champion, gets down to the final two, and then King Ciampa comes out and goes, hey, it's a triple threat now, so thanks.
Yeah.
Something to that effect. Make it mean something. And yeah, I love where Timmy's at with that. I would absolutely take King Ciampa and Queen of Spades, Shayna Baszler. I would give Dewdrop too. I feel like Dewdrop should have won the original one, even though it didn't mean
I picked her to win. I picked her to win, yeah.
Dewdrop. I love her. Viper. She's Viper. It's Viper.
And you have to remember too, going back to when this whole thing started. Bret Hart in '93 elevated the King of the Ring. Owen in '94 goes and gets the title shot at SummerSlam. Mabel at '95 goes and gets, horrible winner.
Yeah.
But goes and gets.
But it made sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stone Cold. It literally, John 316. That made him Triple H. All right, that elevated him to not superstardom, but helped elevate him. You
started that path though.
I think '98 was Ken Shamrock, if I'm not wrong.
Kenny, cheap plug.
Yep, great interview we did on the UWPod. And '99 was the last one I really remember. Billy Gunn, he won the title shot against The Rock, I believe, and then it ended up being a kiss my ass match at SummerSlam.
Jesus.
So it used to mean something. So yes, Keith, yes, make it fucking mean something for sure.
Yeah. Keith, I'm going to put you on the spot in just a second, but I think there's two things that's really interesting about King of the Ring. I think the first one is, I think the reason why Booker's was so good, his run as king, was because it was fun. It was entertaining. And I think that's what we need. I think we need, it's too serious nowadays with, Woods was fun, but it just, I don't know, it fell short. Vega, with the accent, she tried to be really serious with the robe on, and every backstage segment was her talking like the accent, and her just, I don't know, it just wasn't my cup of tea. So, Keith, I said, I'm going to put you on the spot. Let me do that. Timmy picked his. You got to pick yours. You can't have the same. Who is it?
All right. Well, Queen, like I said, if I can't pick Shayna, then Queen should be Dewdrop, Viper. Absolutely. Give her a shot. For men's, give me Johnny Gargano.
Okay.
Ooh,
makes sense.
Little guy has to fight through everyone. That's make up the story. Just put him in the tournament with maybe Vinci and trying to think of all the other big dudes that aren't in things. KO, put KO in there. Give KO everything, obviously. But that's why I didn't pick him, because I want to give him everything all the time anyway.
I got two. I got three. The bloodline needs a king. Come on, Keith. Give it to Sammy. That would be so entertaining.
Can I change to that? Can I steal that one?
No, that's why I was, my fingers were crossed. Keith, don't say it. Like I said, entertainment aspect. I think it needs to be funny. I think it needs to be really, really entertaining. Somebody like, not Santino, but like Booker. Like, he was serious, but to an extent, he was funny. Give me Sammy or Riddle. I don't think they know what they want to do with him. I think maybe, Randy is screwing up the plans. He's had a lot of great matches. It would be cool and, again, funny to see Riddle as the king. And then, you might hate me for this one, but give it to the real queen, Charlotte Flair. Boom, baby, yes!
No.
I love it. I love that. Add to that resume. I love it.
I fucking hate it.
Good day, sir.
Nice.
Love it.
Goddamn.
Well, boys, it was fun. Timmy, thank you for coming on, talking some football. Keith, you the man. We don't have the birds on, but we have the Phillies. They win, and they're going to the World Series. What do you got, Keith? Are they going to win? They got Wheeler on the mound. Yeah, it should be fun.
Wheeler on the mound. Padres got Darvish in, who everyone was like, oh, he's like their best one. We won our first one against them, so eat on that.
Yeah. Let's watch it one more time.
Phillies looking for a quick response. Hoskins hammers the ball. Left center field. Rhys Hoskins. Redemption again.
Yeah, buddy.
Fucking A.
Timmy, give the people... Oh, let's hear it.
No, all I was going to say is baseball may be a dying sport, but when you hear the way the bat touches that ball and it doesn't fucking get you erect, then I don't know what you're doing, because that thing fucking spins me, baby. You put it on one more time.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Anytime you ask, I will play and play it again.
Phillies looking for a quick response. Hoskins hammers the ball. Left center field. Rhys Hoskins. Redemption again.
Yeah, buddy. All right, before we get copyrighted, no more.
Fucking full count. It's so much better that it was a full count too.
Dude.
Yes.
It's like, well, you're either gonna walk or you're gonna strike out or you're gonna fucking change the game.
That is the best noise in all of sports is when that bat cracks the ball. But yeah. You can find me, TK. First of all, I want to thank you guys. All right, thank you for having me on. I thought I was only coming on for a quick 10 minutes to talk some foosball, but instead I got to talk wrestling. I'm very excited. Give me a good hour, so I appreciate you guys on this early.
Absolutely.
I will cheers you. I will wish your Phillies the absolute best of luck. I will be rooting for them. Bryce Harper is my dude. I love Bam Bam. Love Hoskins. So
buddy.
What they do. You can find me, the Wrestling Index, and the Wrestling Index podcast right here on YouTube, Floor Slammer Sports YouTube. You can find it on floorslammersports.com, all major audio platforms, and the Visionary Global Media Network. If you like good football content, fantasy football content, and of course, wrestling content, get on floorslammersports.com. We got all of that, plus mad entertainment, interviews, laughs. We got it all. Check out floorslammersports.com. Gentlemen, enjoy your Sunday. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Keith.
No, you too, man.
Let's go Phillies, baby. I can't wait. What time does it start? 4? 1?
2? No, 2:37.
Nice.
It literally changed plans for me today. My wife and I were supposed to go up and like meet my mom and my aunt for dinner.
That can wait.
Right by the stadiums. But we were gonna meet them like after the game. I'm like, if they win, we're not getting anywhere fucking near. They already started greasing the poles too.
I saw that. Yeah, crazy.
Crazy. The poles down there.
Yeah. Everybody out there, Justin, you included, thank you for watching. Really appreciate it. You can find us on Twitter at TheUWPod and Instagram at UWPodcast. Peace!
Yeah, baby! And here it comes!
Thank you for listening to another edition of the Universal Wrestling Podcast.
Like that blood up and
Check us out on the web at UWPod.com.
You've got mail.
Or send us an email. info@UWPod.com. Universal Wrestling Podcast.
Nobody does it better.